welcome to No Enemies Here, the show where... welcome to No Enemies Here, the show. Ah, that's good. Today we got a big show. Ricardo's in the house. Doug Weed's in the house. Meandering Mike's in the house. Seek Out and Play is in the house. Who else? My God. Six Actuals in the house. And a lot of things going on. There was a thing I wanted to say. I completely forgot now. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Hey, let's watch Dan's show. Hey, here he goes. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah. Harold Buchanan was on the show, the Chit Show with Artie and me. Great time. And, I mean, check out his cons. SD Hist Con. He has, it's getting really huge now. It's West and East Con live with people, plus all these online cons. I mean, I'm sure Grant is involved, Artie's involved, Harold asked me to do something, and you know, with all this caliber of people and the know of the games these people have in their heads, like I said, I'm a cheerleader, alright? I only see what they do, freak out, and show you. I mean, what can I do? I could be, what, comic relief at the con? You know what I'm saying. Anyways, look, this is gonna be a big one, and you have a great time. Some guys, I'm gonna kill them, okay? That's my neighbor. All right, see you later.
Hello, this is Ricardo Mazzini, and this time the greatest day in history and games is June 14, 1940, the day in which something which was considered unthinkable just a few months before actually happened. The fall of Paris to German forces in the early stages of World War II. Now, we are more or less 6 to 10 months after the official beginning of the first start of World War II. And it is a strange period since the people of Europe are still, they really don't believe what's really happening. The trauma of World War I is still so fresh in their minds. And so, yes, there has been the invasion of Poland, but everything seems so strange. How can we do this once again? And also, as we said, the trauma, the collective trauma of World War I led to much more defensive strategies and concepts in, especially in the Western nations of Europe, nations of Western Europe, like France. France has switched to a very conservative and defensive strategy, building a great fortified line, the Maginot Line, against a possible invasion for Germany. Very modern, very complicated. But of course, the French High Commanders were not stupid, so they, and also the British one, they really knew that a possible attack will not have been directed against the Maginot Line, so they thought that a possible German attack would follow the footsteps of what had happened in World War One. So the famous Schlieffen Plan with the race to the sea and an attack from the north, from the coast of Belgium and the Netherlands. After the invasion of Poland, also a very strange situation happened, because for a lot of months nothing happened on the Western Front. Really nothing. It was called the phony war. It was a strange intermission between major military actions. What was really happening, what was about to happen, it was absolutely unthinkable, because the Germans were not planning on following the Schlieffen Plan. They were planning on following another plan, another concept, that is crossing on the Ardennes region, just a bit south of the coast. But it was strange, it was unexpected, since this was absolutely no tank country. Logistical challenges would be great. There were a lot of rivers. Yes, it was above the Maginot Line, but the challenges and the risk will be incredibly high. However, also the Germans they were much inferior in numbers, but however, they were much superior in doctrine. They had better aircraft, especially in even more better integration between the Air Force and the Army, so a close air support oriented Air Force. It was especially conceived for tactical bombings. Also, they had their tanks were not so modern that we are used to think, the Panzer, the unbeatable Panzers. They were less harmed, they had less effective weapons, but they were faster, more agile. Yes, they were less armored than French and British tanks, but they could outflank them and they could outrun them. And also they had much superior, very, very superior infantry tactics. They were much more modern than the British and the French ones, which were much more traditional. So the Germans divided their armies in groups B. In Group B, which was on the coast, Belgium and Netherlands, Group A, Ardennes, and Group C on the Maginot Line, that to do a diversionary attack. On May 10th, and on May 10th, Germany decided to strike, decided to end the phony war. On May 10th, 1940, with Fallschirmjäger actions, paratrooper actions, and other behind-the-lines actions all over the once quiet front, well, the confrontation began. In theory, the idea was that a great diversion on the Maginot Line, and the British and the French would be drawn to a possible attack from the north, which was developing but was quite slow. And in the meantime, yes, the real strike from the Ardennes, they had to essentially cut out the advanced British and French formation, create a great pocket, and essentially isolate them from the rest of their armies. It was the so-called Sickles Cut. The problem is that theoretically this had to happen at a certain pace with close cooperation between infantry and tanks, but the two main armored formation commanders of Germany, of the Wehrmacht in that region, were Guderian and Rommel, and they did not follow the plan. The armored columns sprang forward. They immediately lost contact with the infantry because they thought that just with the swift and decisive action, they could see the chaos and confusion among all the Allied lines, create pockets, isolate smaller Allied formations, and go on and go on and go on. Of course, this meant that they far outrun the logistical trains. So it was a very risky proposition, but but it worked. Just after a few days, the collapse of French empire was general. Their insufficient strategic reserves, the severe faults in training and equipment, all made clear that it was something like, for the French, it was something like 1870 all happening again. The main British and French formations were isolated around Dunkirk, especially after the fall of Calais, so after the closing of the gap of the corridor that will have allowed them to withdraw them into France. They were too far advanced to defend Belgium and the Netherlands. General Weygand tried to do a counter-offensive, but the French General Weygand, but it was miscoordinated and ineffective, and also the British began their withdrawal from Dunkirk. In all this, the French government lost any hope. At first, the Germans began attacking Paris on June 10th. This attack was not contained. On June 11th, just the day after, Paris was declared an open city, so essentially surrendered. On June 14th, Paris officially fell, and Marshal Pétain asked for surrender. France had fallen. All in a matter of weeks. It was an incredibly bold but swift and decisive action. It was a blitzkrieg, even if the Germans were not really so prepared for a blitzkrieg on the logistical field, on the logistical domain, but they managed to do that anyhow, thanks to the faults in coordination and training of British and French forces, but also thanks to their bold and decisive action. A new form of warfare had somewhat emerged from the campaign of France of 1940. So yes, this is an incredibly famous campaign. Many war games have been made about this, but I want to speak about this time. I want to speak about Dunkirk. Dunkirk is a game by Worthington Games. It is a block game, but it very effectively combines the usual block game mechanics with the cheat pool mechanics, with random activation to simulate the chaos, but also borrows from from classics like GDW 1940 or Battles for a Dance, the idea of the hidden victory conditions. The Allied player does not really know until the very last what are the real victory conditions for the German player. So this confusion, this lack of coordinations or coordination also of information is very, very well represented in a very simple but very effective game system. Also nice components. The style is very peculiar. Some like it, some players don't. I quite like it because it is reminiscent of the early 1940s. Also, it is a game with powerful asymmetries. You will see that embedded in many rules and many special rules and many small details. It really feels like France 1940, even if the Allied player has good possibilities for winning, in preventing the German player from achieving his overly ambitious timetable. So yes, this situation is very tense and it is very interesting from a gaming standpoint. Another great game by Worthington, a bit hard to find, admittedly, but if you can find it, try it and buy it. For me, it is a real gem. So that's it for this time. Thank you very much and see you on the next battlefield. Ciao.
And here we go with the crux of the show. 3-minute board games, 2 videos out, Guilty Gear in about 3 minutes, and Beer and Bread in about 3 minutes. Obviously, the show is called, his thing is called 3-minute board games, a sting. It's going to be one of those shows. Aaron plays 4 videos in its DISCRIMINATIng, The Return of the Danes, a scenario, ones turn 1 and 2, plus a look at the rules, and Vassal module turns 3 and 4, and unboxing Dragonbane RPG core set on Aaron Plays. Advanced Squad Leader Academy is looking at the favorite theater of operations. Everything ASL, huh? Agility Snips Gaming Table, 2 videos, I should say 1, and it's Skies Above Britain, a continuation of his segment on Skies Above Britain. It's Chapter 3, Patrol number 4. Andrew Chung, 2 videos and a great haircut. Great War at Sea. Look, Jutland or Jutland? Final thoughts. Discuss amongst yourselves. Jutland or Jutland, okay? And Interruption to Service Summer 2024. Arlie of ARDWULF'S LAIR, 2 videos, more than that on his show, obviously. Counter Clipping episode 174, American Wars and their depiction in war games, plus that shit show with Dan and Artie. I'm Dan. Online wargaming convention with none other than Harold Buchanan on ARDWULF'S LAIR. Assault Games, 2 videos, Assault Games SITREP May 2024, and 1st of March, AG tournament. So, AG. What's an AG? Well, I swear to God. Assault Games, for God's sakes. I just said it before. I told you it's going to be one of those shows. Liz Davidson of Beyond Solitaire. 2 videos. One that interests me very much, of a lady I simply think is fantastic. It's Kai Jensen on production at GMT. This is happening on podcast episode 157. And then she goes back to Oath. Clockwork Adversaries. This is a preview. The Chief and Bonding with Board Games and RPGs has 1 video, and it's The Walking Dead. AMC number 10. Gertrude, Real Co-op Play. Free League. See, the Chief is with his hand out, and Scott's the other guy. That's all. The man famously known as Calandale, Enrico Viglino. 4 videos. A review of Down with the King, and then he gets into Sparta, an intro, then the rules, and then the Boshian War. Okay, I got things to learn, man. Too many things to learn. Such a short life. Charlie Charles Latorra, 4 videos. Gettysburg, Worthington, and Union 1400 hours turn. Some sketchy stuff was done close. Charles, you got, it's Charles. Plus Game Design Workshop, White Death. And that guy, what is his name? Simo Sumu. Sumi Simu. I don't know what his name is, but you know what White Death is, and that sniper guy. Plus completed and in-process miniatures, and GDW White Death. And turn number 1, Soviet reinforcements. They can't enter. It's because the White Death is there. The Boss! Clark Commando 1983, 4 videos, classic squad leader, learn to play after action report number 5. The tractor works, so they're obviously in Stalingrad, if I'm not mistaken. And then more rambling and classic squad leader, learn how to play the streets of Stalingrad. And number 2, after action reports of the streets of Stalingrad in the classic squad leader. I hear that's a great system. Combat Board Games has 1 video, and it's Unboxing 1500, The New World by DVG.
Hey everybody, Douglas Wheat here of the Gamer's Closet. I want to take a couple of minutes briefly to talk to you. Many people have asked me over the years how I got into gaming, wargaming, and things like that. Gaming is a little bit different for me. I started on Stratego, but I played that a lot with my dad. I know a lot of gamers on the channel here will remember games, kind of like Patton's Third Army or Luftwaffe from Avalon Hill, stuff like that. And those are heavier games, but it got me thinking, if you're starting off in gaming and you really haven't had the experience and foundation of a basic game before you get into one of these heavier games, you know, like Case Blue, or you get into some of the GMT games or Compass games, or even the old Avalon Hill stuff, some of that stuff, 3 and 4 hours, maybe even longer, can be a little intimidating. So I wanted to bring up a game that most people don't talk about anymore. It is an old Milton Bradley game. Now, I can hear people already saying that, oh man, it's a Milton Bradley game. Why are you talking about this? Well, the game in question is Skirmish. Skirmish, I feel, is a game that doesn't get brought up enough. And it is a 2-player game. Yes, it is a Milton Bradley game. But it's a very balanced game for the American Revolution. It came out for the American Heritage game series that Milton Bradley put out, which they put out a whole bunch of games. Dogfight, which was World War I aerial combat. You had Broadsides, which was naval combat in the War of 1812. So they have a very barrage collection of games. But Skirmish, I think, is one of their better games. It has the ability to bring in naval forces. It has the ability to bring in reinforcements. You can do hit and run tactics. You can do big, massive combat between the Colonial Army and the British Army. It has a very well-rounded system to it. And I think it is a game that just doesn't get brought up a lot. So in this time of everybody looking at trying to find a new war game or trying to see what's out there that they can expand on or learn from, I want to bring up a classic. And that classic, like I said, is Skirmish. If you haven't taken a look at Skirmish before, I would strongly recommend it. Again, it's a really good option to bring younger people into the hobby. It's a really good strategic game, and it is practically family fun. And like I said, it's from 1975, so it's not very rules heavy, kind of like some of the Avalon Hill stuff is. And Milton Bradley is very kid friendly. It's very easy to play, very easy to learn, very easy to pick up, and you can have a really nice afternoon with it. So if you want to bring someone into wargaming, bring in one of the classics. People don't play them very often anymore. People don't talk about them, and I think that is something that should change. If you haven't found Stratego before, if you haven't found Skirmish before, if you haven't picked up any of those old Milton Bradley games, I strongly encourage you to do so. Well, this is Doug from the Gamer's Closet, and I'm signing off, and thank you, and hope you have a great gaming day.
Compass Games has 4 videos. And it's World War II Commander, Battle of the Bulge unboxing video. That's a game by John Butterfield. Plus The Last Gamble, the Battle of the Bulge Designer Signature Edition unboxing video. Plus a World War II campaign, 1940, 41, 42 unboxing video. And Europe in Turmoil, the Interbellum Years, an unboxing on Compass Games. Dad versus Son from Down Under. Not under here, down under the planet. But they say if you dig down, you reach China. So what are they saying here? Anyways. Dad vs. Son campaign game episode number 4 of Downfall. Conquest of the Third Reich. Episode number 4 on Dad vs. Son. First Contact Gamer has 1 video, and it's Downfall episode number 6 by GMT. Denver and Flying Pig Games, 85 Afghanistan, Graveyard of Empires playthrough, part number 1. Gaming through history. Come on, let's give this guy some love. Subscribe. What does it take? Go, bang, click. That's it. 4 videos. Molotov's War, plus Battle of the Bulge, a collection, and Game Collection Part 6, and Norman Conquests, Hastings. Things could have been different. The Leonidas of ASL, George Hiotis, the Greek god. ASL, what's your body count? 6 principles for success in close quarter assaults. See, George only has 1 video up because it was Greek Easter, like I'd say, about 3 weeks ago. But you know how the Greeks, they like to party. It lasts a lifetime. Fighty still with George. Tammy of Harebrained Games, nice to see him putting out content. Harebrained Games reviews Voidfall. I don't know Voidfall, but I know Voivod. They're from around here somewhere, Voivod. And Harebrained Game reviews Trickshot, 2nd edition. And that just reminds me, I gotta watch that movie Slapshot again with the, what the hell are the brothers called? The Masson, oh my god, I forget their names, but anyways. Hex to Hex, 4 videos, 2 videos on Army Group South, Kiev turns 5 and 9 and finale, plus a quick overview of Avalanche, and the finale of Quatre Bras. It looks like a SBI game. I'm probably right. All that on Hex to Hex. Hex then countered. 4 videos, Momentum Football, Storm of Steel, also JU87 Eastern Front playthrough. That is a Compass Games game. Unfortunately, I guess I'm persona non grata. I don't know. 85 Afghanistan Graveyard of Empires, Gameplay Parts 1 and Crisis 1914. A first look.
For the final Wednesday in May 2024, the Speak Out and Play podcast will present its usual round of new concepts, Warfighter Corner, what's in the works, and what is coming up next month on the Seek Out and Play YouTube channel. The podcast is designed to be informative while also coming in at less than 30 minutes. The Speak Out and Play podcast comes out on the last Wednesday of each month, and listeners are encouraged to post comments about subjects that they would like to hear in upcoming podcasts. Check out previous podcasts of Speak Out and Play when you visit the Seek Out and Play YouTube channel. I also have an X and Facebook page which delivers news about the channel, along with a monthly podcast like Speak Out and Play, which you can find on Spotify and BuzzFeed. And if you want to support my efforts in maintaining the channel, Patreon members can view the videos and podcast 48 hours in advance. Check out more videos on the Seek Out and Play YouTube channel, and I will see you next Wednesday.
My favorite Frenchie Freddy, Fred Serval, has 1 video, and it's a convention debrief with Joe Dewhurst. And there's Freddy, laughing. I didn't think Frenchmen had the sense of humor. But anyways, I love the guy, come on. All this on Homoludens. Jim Ozarksky, respect, only 2 videos here. It's the Battle of Egmont for General d'Armée, and 3 met by moonlight for Epic Armageddon. Jim Ozarksky. For our Spanish viewers, Julius Fairfax, Operation Barkley. I don't know that. Chapeau. Check it out on Julius Fairfax. Practice your Spanish. 2nd language in the United States. Or first. Juste Garde, Zurich, 1799, Day 1, Jour de Gloire. Première Gloire by V. Victus. Yes, Napoleon was Italian, but spoke French and Italian. I'm sure he spoke some German too. Old Prussian, you know what I'm saying? The guy, he was pretty smart. But anyways. KilRoyWasHere! Look at that. Okay, let's see how far he falls off the boat, this guy. So, Bargain Basement Bathysphere. Or Bathysphere, yeah. Unboxing and overview by WizKids. Fell off the boat! Heroes of the Blitzkrieg Lock and Load. He's back on. Foxhole, One Small Step, I'm bagging in page turn. He's back on. He's hanging. and Heroes of Normandy. Saint-Marie-Église by Devil Pig, unboxing and overview. He redeemed himself. There you go, Kilroy. The fantastic Canadian channel that is called Legendary Tactics. 4 videos. One is 7 Wonders Architect review. And this is a board game, a Euro board game. I don't much like it. Then a Jest of Robin Hood. Unboxing by Fred Serval. I'm getting mine. And Hanami Koji, best of 2013 card game review, and how to play Hanami Koji. Alright, Legendary Tactics. Yan Heinemann of Let's Play History has one video. It's No Parasan. No Pasaran. What am I saying? Parasan. No Pasaran means he ain't gonna pass. The fight to take back Spain from Franco. God, that must have been horrible, that Spanish Civil War, man. God damn. You ever watched that movie, what's it called? Pan's Labyrinth by Guillermo del Toro, if I'm not mistaken. I'm probably mistaken. But the director, the guy, man. What a great movie. Seriously, what a great tale. Fun. I cried at the end because I'm a big baby. You know what I'm saying? Anyways. Check it out on Let's Play History. Mark Felton, the man who looks like a vampire, of Mark Felton Production, has one video, and it's Churchill visits Hitler's bunker. My guess, huh? The guy did all that trouble. Let's see what kind of rat hole he lives in. The war game artist Matt White. War games. 3 videos. Snapfire. Until the Bitter End. Tanks. And a 2-player turn until the bitter end. Tanks. And movement until the bitter end. Tanks. This is his game. Check it out. Print and play, I think, if I'm not mistaken. On Matt White War Games. For our Italian listeners, Mauro Faina! 2 videos, episode 33 of Il Gialli Zero Nero. Card-driven war games. Right? And the Battle of Anadello. Manila e la Battaglia di Anadello. Oh, Anadello. You know, the GN in Italy, that's the way you pronounce it. When you see a GN, you go, and they know what you're talking about. On Mauro Faina. But this guy, Mike Lambo, did you see how many games this guy's putting out? Like, what is he, the J.R.R. Tolkien of war games, this guy? He has a backlog. A new game called Battle of Kursk, and he shows it to you. A quick look, instructional playthrough, and then he talks about mortars, artillery, heavy tank, and snipers. You know what I'm saying? Out of Mo's Game Table. Invasion Malta from Legion War Games. A preview on Mo's Game Table. Nanguaya. 3 videos, World War I live stream. That was 6 days ago. He's scheduled to do another one. And another one. Holy moly. A lot of work, Nanguaya. Next War Series. Taiwan 2nd edition. A sneak peek on Next War Series. Patrick's Tactics and Tutorials has one video. Combat Commander C3I Magazine Scenario 104. Go for broke! And if you want to talk Combat Commander, check out a previous episode where we have the master of Combat Commander, Dominique Lauzon. I gave an interview. It's in English and some spots in French, but it's in English. And he's a master of that game. Anyways, you know what I'm saying? On Phil of Games, 2 videos, a new game idea, Primero Princi. Those are Italian playing cards, old Italian playing cards. They use tarot cards, the tarot cards. And a quick review of recent GMTN Whirligig games he has played. Phoenix Knight, okay, Mystical Munchies, Tatooine Sandies. Okay, it's gotta be some shortbread, something I love. So then he does spring campaign of Where the Gods Dwell. Then he does spring campaign of Weaver of the Cosmos. Then he unboxes Warfighter PMC Spring Campaign of Arkham Horror, does Arkham Horror again, and Mag 23 Guadalcanal, and then he does a product unboxing. And I want to show you my friend here, Matt. Matt, can you please? He's coming to disturb me while I'm doing this, so I'm going to have to take a break. Hi, Matt. How are you? Say hi to everybody in the States.
Hi, everybody.
In the States.
In the States.
That's it.
USA.
And I'll see you soon. Well, I'm back. He's gone. I threw him out. I said I had a show to finish. So after a bottle of wine and a couple of beers, here I am. I'm joking. Joking, right? All right. Here we go. And Prasutagus, the Orwell Wargamer, has 2 videos, Rebel Fury by Mark Herman and GMT Games, an unboxing. Plus, he takes a look at C3I Magazine, number 37. Excuse me. Pushing Cardboard. 2 videos. And one is East Front Unboxing, old school block war game on a large scale. That's from Columbia Games. And Against the Odd Magazine, Lee's Greatest Victory, an unboxing. For our Italian listeners, the Professor Riccardo Mazzini Mini Warlog War Game, Postcard War Games. It's a war game de cartolina, right? Carta means paper, cartolina means small paper, but it's understood that it's a postcard. That's all I gotta say. On the Professor's channel, Riccardo Mazzini. Ruffy of Rough Swordsman Wargamer has 2 videos. The War Room Live, How Have You Grown as a Wargamer? Plus a unboxing on his Open the Box segment, Worthington Publishing's Cruel Necessity. It's about the English Civil War, I think, on Rough Swordsman Wargamer. Sean Lambert, 1 video, Grand Gettysburg 2, June 2024. And I don't know what game he's playing, but it's Grand Gettysburg 2. I know you heard me say it, but what do you want? Maybe me saying it a couple of times will jog a memory, you know? Like the brothers in Slapshot, they were called the Manson brothers, I think, yeah. See? Smart War Games, 4 videos. We who are about to die on Steam. Morituri! Morituri! It's we who are about to die. Plus a Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2, 1-inch Tactics on Steam, and Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus. Content and gameplay on Smart War Games. The General, Smitty's Game Table, Race to Vistula After Action Report Part 2, and Smitty plays the Bagration scenario in TRC 5th edition. TRC, Tactical On Smitty's Game Table. Stephen Dolges has 4 videos. All 3 first videos are on Axis Empires, the Ultimate Edition. Plus Schutztruppe, Haya Safari, 1914-1918, an unboxing. I always like that box for some reason. I like that. Is that an Aussie? Is that an Aussie? Grand man. Cody of the Discriminating Gamer has 4 videos. DC Comics deck building game Justice League Dark and Expansion. Plus, G.I. Joe Battle for the Arctic Circle, powered by Axis and Allies. Wow. Look at that. And Cody's Top 10 Eastern Front War Games, or World War II games. Am I saying war games? Yes, war games from World War II. Look at that! And Seawolf's Solitaire Battle of the Atlantic, 1939 to 1942. I have that game. I play it at work. I have fun. GIMPY of the Gimpy Gamer, 3 videos. Is this another Kickstarter scam? Plus Warhammer Skulls 2024 Plus giveaway. And Atlantic Sentinels example of play on the Gimpy Gamer. Tony of Tony's Board Life has 1 video, and it's Let's Play Normandy 44. Yeah. Whoa, it's 2 hours. They played it. U-Boater 658, 1 video, and it's DG's War in Europe, Case White, T1 Ace Summary on U-Boater 658. For our Italian listeners, we have Winter Quartering and it's Sparta, Struggle for Greece, Plague Island Games, First Impression on Winter Quartering. Wise Guy History, 2 videos, and they're both on the same subject, and it's Operation Dauntless by GMT Games, it says here. Really? GMT Games, Operation Dauntless? Why am I thinking Avalon Hill? You know what I'm saying? Tutorial scenario number 1, introduction and overview, and learning playthrough, I should say, on Wise Guy History. For our Polish listeners, Michel of Wojennik TV, 3 videos. The first video, I can't even pronounce it. And the second video is an unboxing of Too Many Bones. And the third video is a review on Talon, a game by Jim Crone, who happens to be a super guy. You know what I'm saying? World War II Solitaire Board Game Channel, 3 videos. 2 of them are on Longshoreman, the Pacific, a Solitaire War Game preview, and Landing at Bird's Beak, plus D-Day Dice 2nd Edition Rogue Regiment, an unboxing.
This week on 6 Actual, we look at NATO Air Commander from HOLLANDSPIELE Games. This is a solitaire strategic simulation of air command in World War III. Choose your battles carefully and take risks in order to achieve victory. World War III Strategic Air Command, only on 6 Actual.
6 Actual.
Howdy folks, Meandering Mike, Man Cave of Madness, weekly channel update time. Down at the bottom there is last week's weekly channel update, and then there's an old unboxing This is of a 2023 Charles S. Roberts Award nominee for medieval period. So I updated the links in the title there to reflect that. And then the new unboxing is Martina's Bane, also in the same category. The title in French, since it's from Vevictus, is Le Fleur de Martina, meaning Martina's Bane, or the Scourge of Martina. Martina was a Byzantine empress, Greek of origin. They consider themselves Romans, but Greek bloodline. Some really interesting history in that. Some shocking stuff that's not clickbait. It's legitimately like, say what? So if you're interested in finding out about that, I highly recommend you watching that one. And then my Wizard Kings How to Play Playthrough Part 1. Last week I did my unboxing and exploration, so we're going to finish that up next week. Well, the game's done, but the splicing and editing, all that, I'm not sure if there's going to be one more part or two more, depending on how I do that, but that should finish up next week. So, keeping it short for you, so thank you for everyone who's watching this on my channel, for liking, watching, subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. It gives the channel a good signal boost. And for those watching on Dan Pincoli's No One Here, I'm going to send it back to you, Dan. Ciao all.
Another week, another show, another dollar, another sandy dollar. What can I tell you? Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and support this channel. Goes a long way. Yeah, what a show. Ricardo, Doug Weed, Meandering Mike, Ken. Did you check out the Fourth Circle Volko's game commercial? Man, what's going on? A lot of stuff is coming out. I can hardly keep pace. If anybody wants to send me some stuff in terms of links and all that, of wargame channels and sometimes non-wargame channels, but that have an interest in the soup I'm making here, send it over. All right, it helps me out. It's becoming a daunting task. Air Dauntless, that was Avalon Hill. Wasn't it Avalon Hill? No, it's GMT. Anyways, lots of cons happening. Harold's Con is happening. SDH, SDHist Con, the GMT, the things that are happening in Italy and Portugal, lots of stuff. So, with that said, be nice and have a good week. Regardless.